Hi, I'm Nathan, and I'm Steel, and we're making this film on the Power Rangers YouTube Fairway, you know. And I want to say that we should have been in Jordan's film, but we forgot to say something about it. Nathan, she forgot that we were on the bed still. Oh, okay, yeah. So, anyway, we want to talk about this, this COPA or COPPA, and this whole thing with the FTC and YouTube, and, well, so first off, you have how this all actually went on was that first, well, do we gotta be talking about that? Okay, so YouTube, I guess for years, must have been taking stuff, working with web cookies and whatever you want to call them for years, I guess. And the law says that you can't do that if someone is between the ages of 5 to 12. Is you gotta have their bear or keepers all right before doing so. So YouTube did this for a long time, and one day I guess some folks just had enough of it and told them to the FTC, and the FTC, I guess, did an underseeking and seeked that YouTube was guilty of this. And YouTube had to deal a fine, a fee for their handicap for not following this law. And apparently YouTube came up with a deal with the FTC where you can come in, where if that not that you can come in, but they made this deal apparently where if someone thinks that a YouTube Fairway is doing wrong, they can be if they think a YouTube Fairway is doing not following the law, then it can be sent to them, and they can look at the fairway, and then they have to do they had to underseek. They have to look at the YouTube Fairway and the films. And then they have to go call the owner or the runner, somehow get a hold of them, and tell them why they're being underseeked. If they have a meeting and they believe there's enough truth, they can do an underseeking. And if they have another meeting after they do the underseeking and find there's truth that, yeah, someone did do wrong, then they have to have another meeting to come up how much that they can deal with a fine and still keep in business, or at least keep making income. Now, that would be frightening enough if you were a YouTube business mate and you were making income from Google and YouTube and you were guilty. But the thing is that the FTC would only be looking at fairways they believed were doing wrong, ones that they believed they could actually win on. They wouldn't be going after small fairways that didn't have any kind of income, that weren't mated, like us, since we don't make any income from Google or YouTube, and we're a small fairway with a small number of very small followers. We don't really got that many followers. Our films don't really get a lot of watch time. But anyway, the truth is that we've always made this fairway was made for grown-ups. That's who we made this YouTube Fairway for. That's who the films are being made for. So that's why we picked We're Not for Kids. Since we made this YouTube Fairway for grown-ups, the films we made since 2012 were all made for grown-ups, and that's what we believe, and that's the truth. Nathan, this whole thing is just not right. See, I can understand if a Webstead is guilty of wrongdoing, but why would YouTube and the FTC get a deal that said, hey, you can look at all these fairways if someone sends it to you to look at, and you can make the pick if they're following the law or not. Now, a lot of folks are going to say, oh, well, Maybe that was the deal they came up with so they wouldn't get any more handicapped than they're already on. Maybe that was the deal they came up with so they could keep in business. Well, I don't know. I'm not YouTube. I'm not the FTC. I don't know how they came up with the deal. But apparently YouTube thought that that was the only thing they could do. To let the FTC look at YouTube fairways that were sent to them by YouTube, I guess, for not following the law. So most likely meaning that someone would have to send a YouTube fairway to them for them to look at it, mostly for their Webstead, or I guess send through their send. I guess their electronic. I guess their send or email, but more like their send, I guess. And then they would have to look at the fairway, the films, have a meeting to see if they could do any underseeking, then have another meeting to see if there was any truth to any wrongdoing, then let the owner or runner know that they were being underseeked, and if they could seek any truth on that YouTube fairway was doing wrong, then have to seek out how much income someone was making if they were a YouTube business mate, and how much they could deal with a fee and a fee and still keep doing what they were doing. Now, a lot of folks believe that they're going to come in and just start looking at YouTube fairways and thinking who they can get. Well, the truth is they don't really have the man's strength or the woman's strength to look at every YouTube fairway there is. They only have enough tools and enough men and women to look at one YouTube fairway and look at those films if it was sent to them. So, like, if someone was doing wrong and YouTube, someone sent to YouTube, I think they're not following the law, or something. And then I guess YouTube would then send that fairway over to the FTC for them to look at it. And the FTC would have to make a pick on, make a choose on what they saw in the films. Now, that's how I believe it works. That it was that deal. Now, now apparently the team that's in the FTC right now apparently isn't going to be coming in looking at anyone unless YouTube sends someone to look at them, or unless someone, tells the FTC, I think you should look at this YouTube fairway, or more than one fairways. But then that's only one team. Steele, you done? Oh, yeah. Anyway, what I was saying now, Nathan says, you said a lot, Steele. I am smart, yes. Apparently, that team is only in for 7 years, and a new team could be picked, could be put in, and that new team could shift on how they handle the oversight. But I understand there are all these words on folks on their Webstead talking about things, and I think they're going to look through and they're going to come up with an oversight that everyone can, be happy with and everyone can follow and everything like that. Now, what if someone isn't a YouTube mate? What if they're not making any income from YouTube or Google? What if they don't have any kids in their films, and their films might have dolls in it like this, but then their films are for grown-ups like us. We made our films for grown-ups. We made our fairway for grown-ups, and it's always been that way and always will be. So it is what it is. So you hope that if someone would ever, tell the FTC, I think you should look at Power Rangers Red or whatever, at least we hope the FTC would look at us and say, they're not making any income from Google and YouTube. No, they're just making films with Power Rangers, and we know a lot of grown-ups do gather dolls and do show them on YouTube, and it's all grown-ups that are watching his films and stuff, and there's no truth to him taking stuff from folks he shouldn't be taking from, and there's no truth to him having any business wises that are taking stuff from folks he don't know about. So I think we're good. That's it. I'm Nathan. I'm Steele. Hope you like this film.